What happened to all the people?
It's the best Saints season opener of our entire lives. Saints beat the Packers down with an aluminum bat. Everything is awesome. It's the worst beating of Aaron Rodgers' career, and we're going to enjoy the hell out of it right now. Thomas, hit the intro.
This is Sean Payton, head coach of the New Orleans Saints. What's with this Saints Happy podcast? This has to be the worst Saints podcast in the world. Ralph can't say anyone's name right. Andrew doesn't know football. Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave. And is Kevin even there tonight? The audio with this podcast, my God, the audio, it's painful.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. Woo! We are live on Twitch. If you aren't following us on Twitch, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour to get the best Saints podcast every day and get a month for free if you sign up tonight. You can also support us during the live stream by donating. To do so, click the donate banner below the stream. We finally got our sub button on Twitch, by the way, so you can become a subscriber. Help us unlock more slots for Twitch emotes, which you can use on every channel. No custom sub badges yet. Thomas promised me he's going to set that up for the next show. Since it's September, all subscriptions are 20% off. But get this, guys. If you have Amazon Prime, you could subscribe to our channel for free with Twitch Prime because Jeff Bezos owns everything. So go ahead and do it because that's free. You just do it and you support the show, and it's awesome. Oh, and by the way, Opie Coulter, he gets the first VIP Diamond badge on Twitch because he did a tier 1 subscription like 10 minutes ago. Opie, you're the best.
That was all Chinese to me. I have no idea any of that shit that you just said. I can't believe that our show is like
Dave only cares about bits.
It's only well, just send me my bits.
Speaking of bits, Badrich sends us 1 bit.
That's for me. That goes directly to me.
Well, Dave, you should feel bad.
I'll take the Doge coins.
The screen looks like MSNBC. It looks like a 24-hour news network. It's got the scroll at the bottom, in case you're impatient.
What's going on with my face here? What was that Thomas just put on my face?
This is crazy.
That was Opie Coulter by.
He can mess with it.
You should feel real inadequate, Dave, because people can make clips of the show now during the show, and Andrew's dad is making clips. You click on the little left icon if you're on full screen. Hover over the live stream winner. The editor opens. You can make a clip during the show to make fun of us. Andrew's dad knows how to do it. None of us do. I feel really inadequate. But anyway, here's the thing.
So we got some breaking news right as we were launching Kenny Stills. Right, we got to talk about that right out of the gate, right?
I mean, fire up the breaking news siren. Thomas, we're already off the rails. But we got news. The Saints, man, it's the greatest. It was the greatest Saints season opener in the history of the franchise. And Sean Payton has no chill with these garbage wide receiver. He's already signed Kenny Stills. Come on home, Kenny.
It's not looking good for Little J. Tell you that.
Okay. Well, wait. We'll talk about Little J in a sec. But I mean, Kenny Stills, he's going to be on the practice squad. Andrew, we were talking before we went live. We were talking before we went live. He's probably going to get elevated to the active roster. I mean, this is because we now know what we have in Jameis, and they're like, we need some more speed. We need some more guys that are going to go downfield. Because we're going to start throwing the ball around. We're going to start slinging the rock.
I mean, the thing is, though, the receivers were kind of booty. But, I mean, Kevin, you're a Saints fan as long as me and Andrew forever. Yes, sir, it's the greatest opener in Saints history, right? There's nothing to compare it to. Like, they just beat the Packers down. It was glorious from start to finish. We all needed it. And Louisiana needed a respite. We needed to get away from the devastation of Hurricane Ida for just 3 hours, and from start to finish, it was beautiful. Can you imagine flying to Jacksonville from Wisconsin to watch your team get their ass beat down?
and sitting in the hot ass Jacksonville sun for it too. Like that's even better. You get sunburned and then watch your team get fucking torched for 3 hours. Actually, 3+ hours with all the goddamn commercial breaks. But
that's right.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
The only thing better than watching the Packers get completely beat down, they did the no moss for Aaron Rodgers. They pulled him. Was
beautiful.
Yeah.
The only thing that was maybe better is they had some Russian chick at the Jacksonville game. She got on the social media and she threatened Thomas with some 1,000-year-old European grudge between Poland and Europe. Thomas, play that. She threatened you with violence.
That gives me PTSD, man. And you want me to play it? Come on.
Yeah, I want you to play.
Yeah.
Boss.
Tomas from Poland. This is a Russian girl from Jacksonville Stadium watching the Saints game live. Today, if we win, you're good and happy hours. If we lose, I and Mother Russia will go after you and your peasant country.
She's coming for you, Thomas.
Your
peasant
country.
What?
I mean, what just happened?
What's with the upside down backward visor?
all of it, man. So now I'm thinking this is the girl that left a voicemail last year.
Where you are, man.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I'm getting like gypsy vibes from her. Like I feel like she should be reading like a crystal ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're supposed to say that in 2021.
What?
No, I feel like she snaps her fingers and she turns into a puff of smoke and she's gone.
Is that offensive? What, gypsy? Is that a bad word?
Yeah, I think that is look.
I mean, seriously?
I mean, in fairness, everything that comes out of your mouth offends me, Dave. So
that's true. But
just Google it.
Dave, I got you.
So before we get to the rest of the rundown, Dave, it was like the biggest day of your college swag empire. Yesterday was like bid day. So you did the impossible. You told me you couldn't watch the Saints game live because you have to feed your family, run your empire. So you had to record the Saints game, block out all social media, not look at your phone. And you said you managed to do it and go home and watch the game. And you were texting us on the group text live like you're watching it at like 7 o'clock. And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So you pulled it off. You didn't know the score before you watched the game?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I was busy most of the day working. I don't have a TV in the store. We don't listen to the game on the radio or anything like that. And obviously, I think like everybody, I'm in a bunch of different group texts with a bunch of different people, you guys included, and I knew people were going to be texting about the game. So I was just like, I'm not going to look at my phone. I drove from Baton Rouge home. I listened to podcasts. I avoided the radio. And I had no idea, except I stopped at Chipotle on Veterans almost as I was home because I hadn't eaten anything all day. It was like 7 o'clock at night. And the girl in line behind me, she says I guess maybe somebody was wearing a Packers hat, and they were bantering with the guy working there. And she's like, I know they won 38-3 and he still has the balls to wear that. And I said, no, don't say anything about the game. Don't say anything. What are you doing? I haven't seen it yet. No. And I had to like run out of there. I had just paid for my burrito and I was like ran out of there. And I was like, maybe she wasn't talking about the Saints game. Maybe she was talking about another game.
Oh, so you heard 38-3.
Yeah, but I
Polte, if you have the video camera of Dave skedaddling out like a scared schoolgirl, send us that video. We'll pay good money for it.
Could you not do a drive-through with that?
At Chipotle? No, I don't think does Chipotle have drive-through.
You can't do a drive-through at Chipotle. You can't. It's like Subway.
Plus, right now, after the hurricane, all of the drive-through lines are crazy long because not all the restaurants are open and the fast food places are like first to get up. So.
Wait, hold on. Ralph, say Chipotle again.
Chipotle?
Chipotle?
See, like he's putting the T-L in front of the T.
Yeah.
Or something.
He's married to a Mexican.
Anyone's name
Something
right.
weird's going on there. Chipotle?
I hate all of you. So
Even Kevin? Come on.
even Kevin. Although I'm happy he's here tonight. It's exciting. Kevin,
What I
watch the
do.
game because it's a national game. I know.
His Twitch
You get-
debut.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Dave. Alvin Kamara, he is a national treasure. After the game, he was in rare form, even though your boyfriend got cut. We'll get to that in a minute. And he was sad on the Twitters when that happened. He was in rare form. This might be one of my favorite Kamara sound bites ever. Thomas, play it. He wasn't having any of that. Hey, national media, the Saints are going to decline. They're not going to be as good. He wasn't having any of it.
Every year, they're like, oh, well, the Saints can't do this because something, or, Drew's gone. And I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't care. Like, we still got work to do. We come in every camp, do what we got to do, put in work. We come in every season, and our goals is the highest goals. So we're not looking at, oh, well, this person is gone, so, man, we might not be. Man, I'm coming in every year thinking we're going to be the shit.
The regular season has started when Alvin Kamara is doing shirtless post-game press conferences.
Kevin, is there a better post-game interview than Kamara? But maybe Ditko. I mean, maybe Mora when he's fired up, but
Easy.
like a player.
Yeah, we don't have a whole soundboard of Kamara sound bites.
Not
Right.
yet.
I mean,
Yes.
some.
Horse shit, Syrian, I know that. Horse shit.
Some of Jameis's lines after the game were pretty nice, though.
Jameis is unintentional comedy.
Do we have the one about his trainer, about how he couldn't remember what his trainer is? Are we going to play that one?
No, we didn't have that.
You guys.
I didn't see that till today, and I gotta get Thomas. I gotta get Thomas all the sound late Monday or Sunday night. We didn't get it, so what do you want? But
We'll tweak it
but
out.
Kevin, this is a good point. I think I want all you to answer this. Super Bowl aside, and where does this rank on Sean Payton? Fantastic coaching jobs, and I want to because Kevin, they had to fly to Jacksonville. They trained in Dallas, and they pantsed the Packers. Pantsed them. LaFleur looked like somebody stole his lollipop during that game. It was a clinic, and I just want all of you to talk about. I think it's one of his great coaching jobs that he's done with the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, you what are you looking for? For some disagreement? Because you're not going to get it.
No, I just want you to. I want you to talk about just how enjoyable is it when you see all these other teams, they can't do fucking third downs. I watched Atlanta yesterday. Arthur Smith looks like he ate 2 pecan pies before the game, and their offensive line is shitty. He's messing up. They're calling extra timeouts. Just to have Sean Payton, who's so freaking on it and great, it's just I can't believe that after 15 years, he's still as sharp as freaking ever. It's just.
I also like him going for fourth down. I enjoyed. I mean, and look, I can say this because the Saints beat the shit out of them, but I enjoyed seeing the Packers go for it on fourth down. There was an instance on the Monday night game, or the Sunday night game with the Bears and the Rams where they went for it on fourth down. If this is somehow a new trend that coaches are just going to have balls and go for it on fourth down more often than not, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Pretend it's NFL blitz and there's no punting. To hell with it. Fuck that. Thomas Morstead left the league. Punting is now irrelevant.
Analytics taking over the league, man. But Dave,
my whole thing about yesterday's game, as far as Peyton is concerned, and what we can glean from this, or what we can take away from this, is that I thought Jameis, Peyton is a quarterback. His specialty is, I think, being that quarterback coach. You could call him a guru. I mean, I feel like Jameis's performance yesterday was very game manager-esque, almost Teddy. He put up Teddy Bridgewater type numbers, very efficient. Not a lot of yards necessarily. Obviously, the touchdowns, no interceptions, not turning the ball over, checking down when necessary. I mean, he looked like a totally different quarterback than he did in Tampa Bay with either Arians or Cutter who was before Arians? Was Cutter before Arians?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Cutter.
And I feel like that is 100% Sean Payton. And you could say Drew Brees, I guess, from last year, but Drew Brees and Sean Payton, they're symbiotic. They're the same thing. They're the same person practically. I think what you saw yesterday was Sean Payton taking Jameis Winston, who is talented, who is a very talented quarterback. He's won the Heisman. He's thrown for tons of yards and
first overall pick.
Right, first overall pick, won games in the NFL, and like a marble statue. He tore away all of the crap, all of the whatever. He probably had to break him down. Probably had to unteach him a lot of things.
Away.
Yeah, chisel was the word I was looking for earlier. Thank you very much. But he's had to
Michelangelo.
He's probably had to break him down, and have him maybe even possibly unlearn some things or get out in bad habits and that kind of stuff. But anyway, what I think you see is Sean Payton's his masterpiece. This is his Mona Lisa. This is what we talked about. We talked about this before, leading up to this. We talked about the fact that, hey, what if this whole transition goes 100% smoothly and he takes Jameis Winston and turns him into a great quarterback? Now, obviously, it's just one game, but to me, it's 2 games because we saw this in the preseason. So to me, this is the second game now that we've seen this.
Is Jacksonville really a pro team?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We saw the decision making. And look, and I'll tell you this too. Here, just as a testament to this, I saw the quote. Somebody asked him what his best pass was in that game. And he said the throwaway. It was the throwaway. And the guys in the booth, Buck and Aikman, they noted it at the time during the game that Jameis, he was smart enough to just throw it away. And maybe old Jameis, again, like I said, the old Jameis doesn't do that. He throws it down the field, takes a chance, makes a bad decision. And the guy, the reporter was like, "You had 5 touchdowns, and that was your best throw." And he says, "Yeah, because that shows, I'm learning. I know the coaches are going to be happy with that. I know Peyton's going to be happy with that." Anyway, so as far as Peyton is concerned, Jameis is going to be given could be given the speech at Peyton's enshrinement in the Hall of Fame.
Wait,
Andrew,
wait. Can I get in there real quick and piggyback off of his thing about Jameis? About opening drive, I texted all of you, and I said, if Jameis's ceiling is the rich man's Aaron Brooks, and if he is the rich man's Aaron Brooks, the team will be fine. So
I think his ceiling is way higher than that.
Hey, listen. Give me the rich man's Aaron Brooks. If you tell me right now we get rich man's Aaron Brooks, the team's fine. The team's fine.
Oh.
I think we got way more than that. So
I think that's a good comparison. But
Aaron Brooks has
Andrew,
never thrown for 5 touchdowns.
No, no, he hasn't. But here's Andrew. Before I want you to comment on this, Thomas. I want you to play the Sean Payton talking about the 4th down calls. And then, Andrew, I want you to talk about the tape and how specific Sean Payton is and how he just took his nuts out and, rubbed them all over Green Bay. Thomas, play this soundbite about Sean Payton deciding on the 4th down calls.
Spots where you want to be aggressive, and it's a little bit easier on that end of the field, even though it was, call it the 40. And I felt pretty good about the calls, what we had. Sometimes, in a game, you've used a call maybe you wanted to use, but we felt pretty good about what we had. Yeah, once again, look, a punt that goes into the end zone, bring it out, and you just start looking at it. And, I felt like this has been a zone team on film. And we saw a little adjustment they made with the formation. We kind of gave them the same formation. This was a year ago off of Ram film. So it's kind of out there, but we got a similar look, and it just kind of left a really good opportunity for us to throw a screen over to Juwan.
Drew.
I like
I
how you
mean,
can-
he's like,
I like how you can hear
we
the-
saw that last year. We ran that shit again. Like,
Unbelievable. I can't believe he let the cat out of the bag because while it's out there, I think he's giving other NFL teams and other defensive coordinators way too much credit. Just assuming that they know the stunt that he just pulled on them. I actually think that Sean Payton is a step ahead of the game a lot of times with that stuff. But yeah, it's mind blowing, man. I mean, for him to on 4th and 7 say, not only are we going to go for it, but this is the play I want to run because they're giving us this look. And I saw it a year ago when they were playing the Rams. And if we run this play, the screen's going to be wide open. And sure enough, they run the tight end screen to Juwan Johnson. And it's like a hot knife through butter. I mean, he waltzes past the first down on 4th and 7. And that was a huge play in the game. And, I have to say, man, this game was a big win for Jeff Ireland too, because the number of undrafted free agents that made play. Chris Hogan scored a touchdown. Malcolm Roach started this game. Little Jordan Humphrey played. Juwan Johnson had 2 touchdowns.
It became personal.
Tony Jones had a big role in this game. Calvin Throckmorton comes in at a moment's notice, and like we were talking about the punter. Blake Gillikin, like we've been talking about how this roster lacked depth, and what we didn't account for was Ireland finding all these freaking nobodies, undrafted dudes that came in and were forced to play in this game because of injuries, because of guys missing, and they all Marquez Callaway, the best receiver on the team, like they're all stepping up and making plays. It's unbelievable.
Dave,
yeah, I think it's funny because we've had our contest now for 3 years running where we pick undrafted free agents, and I think if we were fans of Thomas, you're terrible at this, but but I think if we were fans of any other team in the NFL, the game this whole bit would not have lasted 3 years because most teams don't have this many undrafted free agents that make the team or at least are in the vicinity of the team, the practice squad, whatever. It would be very boring if we were a fan of any other NFL.
Well, it should be.
Only the Saints can we do this.
It should be, in theory, Kevin, like a blinking red light that something is horribly, horribly wrong with your draft and personnel acquisition process when you have 14 UDFAs on your team. But the Saints are like this UDFA unicorn. Like they shouldn't have this many players on their team and be this good. Like if you have UDFAs, it means your drafting is garbage usually.
No, but they've been drafting. They've been drafting fairly well. Yeah, I mean, they've had some banger years.
Thomas, play the montage of the offensive running plays because Dave.
By the way, I like the Throckmorton fathead on your wall, by the way.
He's my son. He's my UDFA son, so I had to get it custom made.
Yeah.
I love you, son.
Nice of you to have Paulson Adebo on there now.
Give it a kiss. No, Ralph. Give it a kiss. Get up and give it a
I can't.
Kiss.
It's my kiss. You just want to see me. You wanted me to fall over.
He's gonna fall down. He's gonna fall down, man.
Give him a kiss.
He's gonna fall down. But as Thomas will play the montage of the offensive line, the looking great. But Dave, I want to ask you: are you, because Latavius, your boyfriend, got cut, are you going to start to date Tony Jones Jr. and Kevin as he's your son? Are you going to be mad at Dave if Dave starts dating one of your children? Because you need a new boyfriend, Dave.
I'm not. You know why? See, here's the deal. So, back when I was dating all these running backs, it was because I really wanted the Saints to run it more. But now we got Jameis. I want to sling it all over. I want to throw the rock. Oh, so if I'm
a wide receiver,
Lil Jordan, but unfortunately, this is not working out very well for Lil Jordan.
It might be weird if you date your son. That might be a little weird.
Yeah. I guess that is a little incestual. Or incestuous. Is incestual? I don't know. Maybe a wide receiver. I don't know. But no, I don't. To answer the question, no, I don't see me dating any running backs.
Isn't the topic here the offensive line play?
Yeah. It is.
The reason I bring it up is, look, Throckmorton stepped in and played really well, and Ralph, you should be proud. But
I am proud of it.
I feel like I need to say this again. I think I said this on the post game, and I talked about it in my write up for the patrons that subscribe to our website, which you should check out, saintshappyhour.com. But for Cesar Ruiz is the guy I want to talk about just briefly here. For him to, on the opening drive, be at right guard, a position that he's been practicing and playing all training camp, all preseason, dating back to last year. And for McCoy to go down with a calf injury on the opening series, and all of a sudden, boom, Ruiz, you're at center. And it's not just he's making the line calls, he's snapping out of the shotgun. He hasn't snapped with Jameis, so they don't have that chemistry. Like, he's got to just go do it. The backup center has been Will Clapp all this time. He's injured right now, so he's had no snaps this training camp. He hasn't practiced doing that. And for him to come in, and if you go back and watch that tape, like, every shotgun snap is perfect. His play from that spot was outstanding the whole game. And as much as I think Throckmorton is maybe getting a little bit more attention just because he came in and maybe we didn't expect him to play very well, whereas Ruiz, there was hope that he was going to have a good season. For him to make that switch and perform the way he did was borderline shocking. Incredible performance by Cesar Ruiz.
I mean, you don't need to go in depth about the offensive line at all. I think anytime you have a game where one team wins 38-3, I think by default you're going to have an offensive line that dominates.
Jameis had a pass play where he threw it incompletion. He stood back there longer than one of Kevin's rants on this show. That's how much time he had. Kevin, more impressive, the Saints offensive line or Drew Brees' new hair on Sunday?
We're qualifying that as impressive. I mean, come on, man.
I was going to say, Drew's lucky that we had this bracket in the summer and that this wasn't an entry.
Yeah, because that was making the Final Four for sure. But look, Drew Brees' Uncle Lewis from Christmas Vacation hair. Look, we're going to keep cracking on that all year long. It'll be the gift that keeps on giving.
Bethany, you broke wind.
The blessing.
The blessing. Honestly,
I love that Dave's got the birthmark right there. It's so good.
It's like a teardrop tattoo.
I said this on Facebook. Honestly, I think what's worse is that it's dyed also, and now it's way darker than it used to be.
And it is also darker.
And it exacerbates the whole situation.
Like, whoever he's got telling him this, I know for a fact it's not his wife. I know it's not his wife.
Oh, can we talk about the tipping thing too?
It's not his wife. His wife lived with that. His wife lived with him balding and going through all those weird hairstyles during his tenure with the team. She didn't all of a sudden turn around one day and say, oh, you need to either get whatever the fuck that is on there, and not only that, you need to darken it too. No, somebody at NBC got in his fucking ear and said,
I know it was.
We're paying you a fuck ton of money. We're paying you a fuck ton of money to be on national television. So we're moving your hairline from here to here. And we're going to staple a bunch of ant legs into your skull, and we're going to dye them all too.
Oh, poor Drew.
And Drew's like, all right, whatever. I got to pay off these Medevac, Medicare, whatever the hell company.
Whatever I got to do to call Notre Dame football, I'll do.
Hey,
did you guys see that quote he had where he said, "This is what's been missing"?
Yeah, that's what they need. They need the deep ball.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Self-aware, Drew.
I give him credit for that. I give him props for that. I thought that was good. So,
but that's a Dave.
Production probably wrote that joke for him though. Probably told him to say that.
No, Dave, you're the Segway king again. Thomas, start playing the montage of Jameis with his 5 touchdowns. By the way, it was the 40th time in Saints history that a quarterback had thrown 4 or more touchdowns. 34 of them are Drew Brees. Anyway, just so you know. But I mean, by the way, how did Kamara get in the end zone there? Like, look at that. How did he get through there?
The Packers had that defended perfectly. And he still got it.
This catch right here by Juwan Johnson. Holy cow.
My
Did he
fantasy.
play basketball in college?
He sure looks like it, doesn't he?
I mean, he's a tight end / receiver in fantasy, by the way.
This is when you know the Packers are getting embarrassed.
Oh, is he?
Chris Hogan's catching from the lacrosse league to NFL end zones.
Juwan Johnson's got the 2006 Marcus Colston designation.
Look at Little Jordan here. You don't really get to see this here, but Little Jordan takes out 2 defenders there. That should have been flagged. But Little Jordan deserves a little assist there.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Saints got a
way to go, LJ.
The Saints got a boatload of breaks.
Boom, look, he takes them both out. You see that?
Listen, I was watching this game. At this point, I started laughing. I couldn't stop myself. I was laughing like the video of the baby where his dad's ripping up paper. I was just giggling like a small fucking baby because they literally just ran the stat, or I just saw it on Twitter. Everybody saying this is the only time that a quarterback has thrown 4 touchdown passes and fewer than 100 yards, and somehow he increased it. He increased his total by 50% with that one effing throw, and he still finishes the game with fewer than 150 yards and the 5 touchdowns, and it hadn't been done since 1948. Like,
yeah,
this is fucking bizarro world.
I gotta say, chef's kiss to Thomas. The dings on the touchdown, I don't know why. It just made it so much better on the video. That's why you need to. That's why I was getting it to the live stream.
Does Thomas have the graphic? By the way, can you give us the graphic of the experts and all their picks?
Yeah.
I think that would be good for. Because I don't know. I thought like when you have a job at ESPN, you probably know what you're talking about. You probably are.
I like how he put our picks next.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Every so-called expert picked the Packers, and yet look at on the right there, a little Ralphie, little Dave, myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only see 3 so-called experts with correct picks.
Well, we are
kind of weird.
This is a Saints podcast. So.
hey, details.
We
all thought it was going to be close. That's for sure.
You know.
Yeah, we were dead wrong.
And by the way, on this podcast, we're also not going to talk about how Aaron Rodgers just looked dead out there and how this is really just Aaron Rodgers. Not the lead story isn't about Aaron Rodgers on this podcast. It is on every other show and article and tweet and whatever, but not on this podcast.
I think he looked like a guy who really wanted to be hosting Jeopardy, Kevin, with Aaron Rodgers. Like that's what he looked like.
Let him go.
I think he already retired.
No.
I think mentally he retired.
Joe Buck needs to get the Jeopardy job.
Oh my God!
Get Joe Buck out the booth. Get him out the booth and let him host Jeopardy. Listen. I clearly I don't watch enough of the games. I follow him on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So finally got to tune in again for a Saints game in its entirety, and it's called by. I was reminded of how mind-numbingly frustrating Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are as a tandem. These guys were begging for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers
to come back,
to come back, and all that kind of stuff.
It's the game of the day. They don't want to vote race.
They couldn't stand. They couldn't stand the fact that there was a penalty called against Green Bay's defense for roughing the passer that negated an interception, which was defensive pass interference, by the way. in all that talks, that seems to have been lost. Look, we can admit that wasn't roughing the passer, but I just found it really fucking hilarious, ha 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 ha, that Buck and Aikman especially, is suddenly we need to find a way to review these obvious penalties that change the direction of the game for good. Where were you 3 fucking years ago? And the other thing is, Saints Twitter ain't having that. We're not having that, okay? We know, and we were screaming about it then, and all of NFL Twitter was like, ha, 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 Saints, fuck y'all, whatever, and doing this stupid shit on the logo and all that kind of stuff. And we told y'all, we tried telling y'all, the NFL is full of incompetence and terrible officiating, and it was going to bite all of you in the goddamn ass, and nobody wanted to listen to the Saints. Nobody wanted to listen to the fans. Because no, man, Saints, gumbo, yeah. That's all it was to y'all. Well, now it's biting y'all in the fucking ass, and it's time to pay the piper on that.
Yeah, I was told to get over that. I was told that happens
happens
to everybody.
Get over. One call, one penalty doesn't swing a game.
Wait, two things.
Right. One penalty doesn't make a lick of difference, kids.
2 things. I'm laughing hysterically because Kevin's video looks like he's recording from a bunker in Baghdad, and it's like 8 frames per second. And then second of all, I think on that potential interception, didn't look to me on the one they showed it one time on the replay. Didn't look like the nose of the ball hit the ground. It looked like it might have been called back as not an interception if they hadn't called that penalty.
I think that would have been upheld as a catch.
I don't know. Did you
not see the nose of the football? It touched the ground, yes, but like he had possession of the ball,
and it's allowed to. It's allowed.
If it doesn't move, that usually they'll uphold the catch.
I think there will. I don't know. I don't know about the movement, but
you think it moved?
Yeah, I felt it. I think I saw it move. I didn't feel it move, but I saw it move.
It moved a few times, Juge.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I thought if there hadn't been the call, I think then you go to the replay to see if maybe it was even an interception because it looked close to me. Go back and look at the tape.
I thought it was pass interference, like Kevin said. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of defense, we made a lot of jokes about unvaccinated corner, but I don't think we can call him that anymore, Dave.
No.
Paulson Adebo, he made a big pick.
Yeah.
But by the way, Thomas, play the breaking news siren again. Apparently, half the Saints coaching staff has the Rona, even though they're all vaccinated. What do the doctors call that, Kevin? Like a breakthrough infection or something? They got to keep Paulson Adebo away. Like they need to bubble wrap him. Like his
they need to. They need to. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated.
No. Don't get vaccinated. Whatever he's got going on right now, it works. It's working, baby. Don't mess with anything. Geez. Do not get vaccinated. No, his body, his choice, Kevin. His body, his choice.
It's working.
I'm willing to suspend everything that I believe about societal responsibility when it comes to intercepting Aaron Rodgers. Just saying.
Yeah, look, let me tell you something. We've put a lot. Well, Kevin hasn't because Kevin stopped watching the Saints for a whole year because of his belief systems regarding Adrian Peterson. But the rest of us,
actually, no. 2 years ago, half a season because they cut that son of a bitch.
They traded him to
Arizona. They got rid of the trash. Is what happened.
But I don't, but none of us can stand on any moral high ground. So that's out the window.
No.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, seriously, if they got a coaching staff with the Rona, Andrew, I don't know the exact statistics, but I believe it's you're 10 times more likely to catch it if you're not vaccinated, or even maybe it's even higher.
Yeah.
They need.
Here's the interesting thing, though, Ralph. You're right. So the Saints are in hard protocol right now, and this news just broke right before right before our show went live, so there's not a lot of information yet. So we'll wait to hear and see what happens. But the interesting thing about the Saints locker room and all NFL locker rooms right now is that if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. Whereas the rules and restrictions, and I'm talking about how far you have to distance from people, where you have to wear a mask at all times, it's actually way stricter if you're unvaccinated. So at least as it pertains to the NFL locker room, if Paulson Adebo is following those regulations to the letter, distancing, wearing masks in all places, he might actually be safer than some of the vaccinated people in the building right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but like, how much do you think it'll matter if a bunch of it's not coordinators, according to Nick Underhill, it won't be coordinators, but how much does it matter if like they're missing a bunch of coaches? Like, how much does it matter on game day? You know, like how much does the linebacker coach? How much does it matter? How much does Chris Richards matter? Like, how, you know,
got to have somebody relaying direction from the defensive coordinator and from Payton, and you got to have other coaches on the sideline constantly keeping an eye on things. I mean, like the players' job is to get out on the field and execute. Well, you need the coaches to be saying, here's what we're getting relayed from this and this. I mean, could a team pick like one of us or pick some random person or somebody affiliated with the team and say, okay, you're going to be the person that that we're going to feed instructions to in the headset. You relay this and this to so-and-so.
You bump up. I mean, I remember the Lions game last year. They played Tampa Bay on a Saturday, and their offensive coordinator, like, he got the Rona and he couldn't go. So they were like, quality control, dude. You're bumped up. You're bumped up to wide receiver coach, and the wide receiver coach is calling the plays. So like, it's like musical chairs. But Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah, I like that tweet that was just posted. I just want to say, I would feel more comfortable at this point if Paulson Adebo just took whatever Quan Alexander took in the offseason.
Oh my God. Quan Alexander's urine is a PED. That dude is on so much illegals. Dude, he ruptured his Achilles like 9 months ago. Dave, he looked amazing. The Saints were running. He was fast. Dave, they were running a 4-man front, and they were mixing in Quan Alexander as one of the rushers.
Yeah, it's that
deer antler. What the hell?
That deer antler spray. It's that deer antler spray. Yeah. So it's kind of off topic from that. I hate the new number system. I hate that Quan Alexander can wear number 5. I can't stand that.
It's a little weird.
It's messing with my mind. It's confusing me. I hope they change it back. I don't know if they ever will, but I hope they change it back.
So my son's favorite number is 5, and he's super pumped that Quan Alexander, being an LSU player, is number 5 on the Saints. So I'm thinking about getting him a Quan Alexander jersey for Christmas, but I'm a little nervous. Like, this is probably not a good long-term investment, right?
Yeah, it's a terrible long-term investment.
Like, if I get it from in December, like, he'll get like 2 games in.
Yeah,
with Quan still on the team, right?
Because they're paying Quan Alexander nothing. Like, and he won't get paid huge money, but he'll get more than $1 million he's getting for the Saints. Dave, do you or Kevin, do you think Lattimore injured his hand signing his contract either at halftime or before the game?
I think he injured it before, and then when he found out the contract was there waiting for him at halftime, he raced to sign it and further aggravated the injury. So that's how I look at it.
Do you think he stood in front of Mickey Loomis and popped his thumb out, just broke his thumb right in front of Loomis, and he's like, I can keep going. You want me to go another finger? Give me that contract, or I'm just going to keep breaking them one by one.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Maybe Loomis cut him off.
It was like reverse torture technique.
Well, maybe Loomis cut them off.
You better sign this.
Yeah.
I'm breaking another finger.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What is the old Godfather? Either your brains or your signature is going to be on this contract, Lattimore.
What kind of name is Loomis? Like, is that Italian?
Yeah. So,
Don Cariello.
Hey, good for Lattimore, though. I mean, obviously, he's been a great player for the Saints. For him to get this deal, he's locked up. He's going to be a Saint for a while. Obviously, it sucks that he got this injury on a very, very strange day. For the Saints to win like this, to be in Jacksonville for their quote-unquote home game, for him to play the way he did against Devontae Adams, get that contract, and yet break his thumb, just kind of an odd day.
Dave, is Davenport, is he the most frustrating injury player in Saints history? And what I mean by that is other players get injured, Traquan Smith, for example, but we know that dude is mediocre, and he's only good when people forget, then other teams forget he exists. But Davenport,
he's the defensive Andrus Pete. That's what he is. He's the freaking defensive Andrus Pete.
No, Andrus Pete plays more, though. Like, Andrus Pete
way
plays
more.
Maybe he's like Teron Armstead.
He's the defensive.
No, Teron Armstead plays more. Like,
he's the defensive Cam Cleveland.
Oh, that's a good. That is an old school reference. He's the defensive Cam Cleveland. I think even Cam Cleveland played more, though, because Cam Cleveland, his rookie year, was really good, even though the Saints didn't have any quarterback.
But is
Somebody
it
pull up.
Yes, it's incredibly frustrating. Yes, he's suffered a pec strain. He's going on the 3-week IR.
Yeah, I think so, at least.
Friend of the podcast, patron, doctor, sports doctor. I talked to Thomas Fink. Went through all the injuries today to get his take. He told me that with a pec injury in particular, remember this was an injury that Teron Armstead had mid-season, and he was out for several weeks. And
Teron Armstead had the same injury.
Yeah.
Oh, funny you should mention that.
But his thought was it depends on the grade of the strain. If it's grade 1, Davenport could be back as soon as a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But if it's a grade 2 sprain, then we'd be looking at 4+ weeks. So it could be out for a while, depending on the severity. But it's not for the season, thankfully.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas, official medical correspondent for Saints Happy Hour. We appreciate it.
Oh, and with Lattimore, he said after the surgery, you got to let that thumb heal for a little bit because it's unstable after surgery. So you're probably looking at a week or 2 with no Lattimore, and then he can play with the cat. He'll play with the cast after
whatever, dude. Just all he needs to do is like my headphone here. See, I just duct taped a screw.
Yeah, it's Kiss make it better.
Yeah,
let's go.
Thomas, can we zoom in on this? Can we zoom
duct tape?
You're the one
duct tape and some Toradol. He'll be fine.
It's literally a screw for stability. It's like a splint. I'm practically Kevin's girlfriend at this point.
I think Dave should be Lattimore's physician.
Yeah, dude, just put some Windex on it.
It's a good segue.
Greek now?
Yeah, I am.
That Courtney Roby trade, Andrew. It's coming in. God damn!
Yes.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Courtney Roby.
The Bradley Roby trade. It came in. It comes
Ralph
in.
Can't
clutch.
say anyone's name right.
Thank you, Coach.
The Roby trade. It's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good timing with Lattimore being out. Roby's just coming off suspension, so he's good to go this weekend. You know what's interesting is I was talking to someone about this on Discord. Like, there is no way you can bench Adebo after the game he just had. No, there's just no freaking way. I was telling someone, this is before I knew that Lattimore was out. I was like, there's no way you can start Roby. Like, you have to stick with Lattimore and Adebo at least for now. And
I didn't watch I only watched it the one time. I know, Andrew, you watch it. I know he had the interception, but was Adebo's play good on all the other plays where you don't necessarily pay attention to him?
Exceptional.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Exceptional. I was talking to someone else in the Discord about this. I think this was Kevin Sims, but he made a point which was like, if J.C. Horn had been picked in the first round by the Saints, I completely agree with this take. I think it's a great take. If J.C. Horn had gotten picked first by the Saints and he played in this game exactly like Adebo did, got the pick and everything, we would be losing our minds. Being
We're
like,
kinda losing
oh
our
my
minds anyway.
God. We're kind of losing our minds anyway. But we'd be like, we've got another Lattimore. We got 2 corners like this. But I think because it's Adebo and he was a 3rd-round pick, and it's just like they're kind of unsure. Well, I think a lot of us are kind of unsure what happens next. Maybe it was a flash in the pan kind of thing, beginner's luck or whatever. Because where he was drafted doesn't really compute with how he played. But I'm just saying, like, if he had been picked in the first round, I think we'd be even more excited.
Kevin, do you get like a spidey sense or like a pain in your body when the Saints when like before a Saints trade is even announced? Do your joints start to hurt because you know that they're giving away future draft picks? Did you like get like?
Well, I'm over 40, so I've got shit hurting on a regular basis. I'm. It's not even a tingling sensation. It's just I just have a sense of dread every time I hear the Saints are looking to trade or looking to make a deal. I'm like, oh God, they're gonna give away picks. They're gonna give away picks, so on and so forth. So when it does happen, I'm just like, very frazzled.
They're never trading down, Kevin. You got to let that go. It's never happening.
We got breaking news. Thomas is yelling at me. We got people subscribing to the Twitch. -1 subscribe, Twitch Prime. Thank you. Podrich, 1 month subscribe. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. I'm just saying.
Through Amazon Prime, apparently.
That's right.
I don't know how
Amazon. It's
Prime.
free.
I have no
It doesn't
idea
even cost them anything. They can just subscribe to the channel. They can subscribe to us, and we get money. And Thomas gets more meats and the finest cheese. And oh, by the way, we need more support because we are giving Thomas. He's executive producer. We're gonna give him another title. He's gonna be helping us even more. And it's going to make the podcast even more awesome. We are super excited about that. So support the show. All the money you give us, it goes to making the show better.
Charity. It goes to charity.
It goes to charity in Poland via Tom.
That's my middle name.
It's going to the orphans. Don't worry about it. Are you guys watching this Monday Night Football game? 17-17.
I'm not.
Tied up, 4th quarter.
Oh, wow.
And you got to watch...
So...
Baltimore Raiders, and you got to watch the Eli and Peyton version because this is
Eli and Peyton. That's terrible. Like
what? Peyton's hilarious.
Yes, it's terrible. Eli and Peyton is terrible. If you want to make that good, you need to have them. You need to add alcohol, and they both need to be gambling irresponsibly on Monday Night Football.
They might be drinking off camera. You don't know that, but that's a bad.
They need to drink on camera.
That's a bad take, Ralph. Peyton, I thought was really funny. Peyton's bringing up the game, in his rookie year that Eli had, where he had a 0.0 quarterback rating. Okay, do you know how hard it is to have a 0.0 quarterback rating? I feel like if you
it's not hard. I watched the Billy Joes with the Saints, Dave.
But anyway, he, and Peyton's referencing the guy Blutarski's, that's his grade point average from Animal House. Like, he's a good color guy, man. He's good. He's great. He's funny.
I just realized that every time someone subscribes, my Peyton Turner reaction goes on the screen. I just put that together. I'm never gonna live that down.
I think Ulrich just subscribed.
Oh, Latavius Murray just scored, Dave.
Is that Dave? Is that like seeing your ex? Dave, is that like going out and seeing your ex like slow dancing with another person, like another guy? Like, how is that?
By the way, I segued this perfectly. I started talking about the game, and then bam, Latavius scores a touchdown. You couldn't plan that any better. No, well, first of all, I'm happy for him.
Are you though?
No, I am. Unfortunately, it was inevitable. I mean, Tony Jones Jr. had a great training camp. He looked great. He outplayed Latavius. Latavius, obviously, he didn't have a great training camp, but I don't think he's totally useless, and I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he didn't perform when he needed to perform, and it made more sense to get rid of him. And so good for him. Good for him. I'm not. I mean, I miss him. I miss him, but I'm all for the betterment of the team and Tony Jones. Tony Jones earned that job. He 100% earned that job. If you watched preseason, and I'm assuming it was more of the same during practice, which obviously none of us see.
You're gonna need a late night run at
When you bring him to camp,
Olive Garden.
he looks like a star of the day for the
tour of
Saints.
Italy. That'll make you feel
By
better.
the way, Mike Bagger, thanks for subscribing. He did through Amazon Prime.
Wait, by the way, actually, since you mentioned Olive Garden, we are getting so off topic here, but Olive Garden has a new commercial where they use that John Booty song, like it's got a New Orleans vibe to it, and I hate that. That is such bullshit. Like, why is Olive Garden using like a New Orleans song? I cannot stand that. That is, I don't know.
Nemesis.
I don't know who approved that.
That is Eddie. You're playing
Amen, Jim. Amen.
I want to give people a peek behind the curtain.
Oh God.
So
It's
me and Thomas had a
Garden, David. It's the Olive Garden.
God.
Unlimited breadsticks.
So me and Thomas having the production meeting today, and I told Thomas, I said, "This is going to be your first time producing the show during the season."
Oh yeah.
I said, when we do the post game, the big show after the Saints game, especially when they win, I completely lose control of the proceedings.
We all got a lot to say. I got so much time to fit it in.
Solve your problems with aggression.
My wife went to bed. I'll stay here till midnight. I don't give a shit.
Right. The Saints win 38. They win 38-3. We'll do it. We'll do a 24-hour Saints happy-a-thon. But I gotta say,
I'm all for taking victory laps on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Let's think about this.
Yes.
Hurricane Ida. The Saints get shipped to Dallas. All right. They're practicing in Dallas. We saw the graphic. All the experts are picking the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers. They lose 38-3. It was very reminiscent of the Bucs game from last year, which coincidentally was also 38-3 and was also a game where the entire national media picked the Saints opponent to win. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm going to bathe in that glory for as long as humanly possible. I know with the players and the coaches, it's the 24-hour rule. It's, you got to focus on the next opponent. I don't have to do that as a fan.
That's right.
I'm going to keep basking in the glory of watching Aaron Rodgers' face and Matt LaFleur's dejected. I mean, all of it was amazing, and I loved it. Every second of it.
Here's before we get to trivia, which I'm really proud of the trivia this week as well. All of you, if I gave you a chance to re-evaluate your season predictions, how much would you change them?
Can I please? I was thinking about that the other day. As soon as I finished watching the game, I was like, "What did I predict? 7-9? Fuck, we're not going to be 7-9. We're going to the freaking Super Bowl." Yes, I would change it. I'm not going to go crazy overboard.
Well, first of all, 7-9 equals 16, and it's a 17 game
Whatever
season.
it was, whatever I said. I said 7, 10,
9 and 8, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Well, no, I wouldn't go crazy overboard, but it's worth at least 2 games. I think I'd go 11 and 6, maybe.
I'm going 12-5. But I do want to ask this: who dat judge? I think that's my dad. He just said we should consider it. He said we should consider exchanging 28-3 for 38-3. I was going to ask, is 38-3 the new 28-3?
No.
No. 28-3.
I don't know. This was pretty special.
No.
What was?
They can coexist.
Speaking of the Falcons, they sure got a hold of. They sure stuck that landing on Sunday.
Oh my God. Kevin, give me your if you're gonna redo your 7 and 10 pick, but
8 and 9.
8 and 9.
Listen, here's the thing. I kept my mouth shut. Look, I will be big enough and man enough to come up to put it on here in front of everybody. Y'all can have a laugh at me. That's great. Whatever. Been able to do the show where we all predicted everything for the game, I probably would have picked the Packers. I would have thought it would have been a close game. I thought the Packers would have won. And believe me, I love.
That's why we didn't invite you on that episode.
Oh.
Here you go, right to the uprights, Juge. I love being wrong on shit like that. If the Saints turn around and go 12-5, great. Blow my predictions out the water. That's fine. So I had them losing to the Packers. They beat the Packers, stomped the shit out of them. So now 8-9. I want to see it again. I want to see them do something like this again. It doesn't matter. I
hear you on that.
Who it is. I don't want to be one of these like weirdo fans who just completely fucking goes 180 in the other direction. Like one good week, 180 this way. One bad week, 180 this way.
That's what this is all about, Kevin. That's right.
Yeah, brand.
First of all, welcome to fanhood.
That's not how I am.
Wait, I'm not going to let you bring us down from this high, Kevin. I'm not going to let you do it.
I'm saying let's revel in this fucking week. Revel in the victory. Revel in 38-3.
I plan to.
Revel in all of it. Revel in all of it until kickoff on the next game. I'm all about that. It's
I gotta say,
I'm not going to be over here. I'm not going to be over here. I'm going to be right here.
Okay,
and that's
pretty hollow.
That's a nice place to be. Look, if the Saints turn around and get the shit kicked out of them next week, I'm not going to turn around and say, they fucking blow. Well, what was they telling? I'm not going to turn around and do that. I'm going to say, maybe they need to make some adjustments, say some things, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they made some mistakes here and there. And then if they turn around and go 38-3 against who the hell are they even playing next week? It doesn't matter because I'm still enjoying this game.
Carolina.
I want to know.
I was going to say,
if
we lose to Carolina and Sam Darnold, it would start to feel pretty hollow.
Oh, Sam Darnold, Jesus Christ. That's a fucking field day. That's
They got to beat the Panthers.
They
got to do it.
We'll get to the Panthers predictions in a minute.
I don't know. After all that verbal diarrhea that just came out of Kevin's mouth, I think I'm gonna up my prediction to 13-4. 13-4, actually. I think the Saints just gained another win because of that.
The George Costanza theory: if everything Kevin says is wrong, then the opposite has to be right.
That's right.
So I'm sticking with.
They should be thanking me. I finally watch a game and they boat race the fucking Packers.
Make sure you keep watching, buddy.
Watch this game. Listen, if I watch this game and they do the exact same demolition to the Panthers, somebody needs to start we need to get a Patreon going so I can afford cable in this fucking place.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
Can't you just get the doctor to pay for like the NFL?
Can't you just get him to
literally my
stream like a
sugar
normal person? God,
what is going on here?
That's not what Facebook says.
No. Here's the thing: we got to get to trivia.
I'm really love life too at some point.
We do?
Yeah, we got to get to that too. But we'll do. I tell you what, Thomas, we'll do trivia. Then we'll do Kevin's love life. Then we'll do the hotline. So I'm really proud of this trivia. Thomas, fire up the trivia for the people. So
we also have to get the Tulane minute.
Before yesterday, what was the Saints' largest opening week win?
Oh.
Was it last year against the Bucks?
No.
That wasn't that.
That looks like Vaughn Johnson.
Yeah, I'm looking at that picture. I don't know who that is. It looks like an older guy with big.
Those are definitely some old pads.
Yeah, with big shoulder pads.
That is Vaughn Johnson.
So, is anybody in the chat?
It's got to be against the Falcons, right?
No. I mean, remember, it's got to be. It's not just their biggest win in history. It's got to be opening week win. But you're in the vicinity, Juge. You're in the right vicinity of time.
Oh, when I said Vaughn Johnson, you mean?
Yeah, you're in the right era.
Okay, well, we're talking about the late 80s, early 90s then.
So
I have no guess.
Thomas hit the somebody in the chat said Detroit 09. That's not correct.
I'm gonna give you a year, 1991.
Close, but no. Thomas, hit it for him. This is interesting. It is 1989,
Johnson.
28-0. It was Jimmy Johnson's first game as Cowboys coach, and the Saints wrecked them.
Didn't they go 1-15 that year?
I'm pretty sure Dalton Hilliard scored a touchdown in that game. Let me double check.
Didn't Dallas go 1-15 that year?
They did. They did.
That wasn't when Mike Carney scored 3 touchdowns.
That was not.
Here's my question. Here's also too, Dave. You want to do a Tulane minute? I did not know.
Yes.
I was on Lou Holtz's Wikipedia page. Don't ask why. He accepted the Tulane job. Dave Dixon convinced him to take it, and then he changed his mind.
No.
Yeah, in the
Lou
70s.
Holtz was almost the Tulane head football
He was
coach?
almost the Tulane coach.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Where did you read that?
I read it on his Wikipedia page.
So
Dave, you got
Ralph. The Saints won that game against the Cowboys 28-0. They scored 4 touchdowns. Can you name 2 players that scored for the Saints in that game?
Paul Frazier scored 1. He's like this weird, tiny running back.
Whoa.
And probably like Dalton Hilliard.
Well, I knew Dalton scored, and I was correct. So, yeah, Dalton is. The other 2 are Craig Ironhead Hayward had a touchdown run. The Saints had no touchdown passes in this game. And Derek Shepard had a punt return for a touchdown.
Shepard. Going in that's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut, yeah.
It is a deep cut.
Troy Aikman threw 2 picks in that game. Dalton Hilliard rushed for 83 yards.
Wow. Saints just crushed Dallas. Crushed them.
Anyway, Tulane minute. Tulane minute. We just whooped on Morgan.
Tulane, 15 seconds.
69-20 over Morgan State. Look out, Old Miss.
Go Tigers.
By the way, Ralph, I know you're a gambling man. I think Old Miss is favored by at least 14. Dude, I would pound Tulane. Tulane may lose, but it's going to be close. Tulane is we are a good team this year. Other than the Saints, good. I think we're the best. I think we're the best.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
Hey, Tomas, seriously, check the timestamp on that because I want Dave.
Check the timestamp on this.
I want Dave saying pounding Tulane clipped, please. Thank you.
And they're coming back home next week against UAB. Finally, my God, please play a game at Yeoman Stadium.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm glad that I didn't have the hotline tweet and to remind people and whatnot, and I was pleasantly surprised. The
people just called anyway.
Yeah, people. If you know, you know.
Yes,
people were calling anyway. Then I tweeted it out, and we got a ton of great hotline stuff. Thomas, play the hotline. By the way, PK Punk Rocker, he signed up with Twitch Prime. Thanks, PK.
Or she, we don't know.
We don't know. Could be.
And
by the way, we have female. That's a great tip. We have females on the hotline tonight, Dave. Thomas, hit it.
Are they Russian?
Russian again?
They might be.
Fingers crossed.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
I just want to conduct a search party for Sean Payton's balls because his ambush and flea flicker and challenge flag reigning days are over, and he's now the guy who bent over for Goodell and doesn't trust his future Hall of Fame quarterback to get 8 yards with the game on the line.
Oh, just a bunch of horse shit. So fuck it. That's it. That's the voicemail. That's it. That's it. Play me on the show. Or don't play me on the show. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god. So much everyone's probably already saying, so I just want to say, beginning of the game, so many Packers fans, you could hear them through the TV. It was a little disheartening at first, but let's fast forward to the end of the game. Those people traveled all that way to see Aaron Rodgers throw out a shit performance and just get benched, and it was glorious. It was glorious. Who dat, baby?
I'm so fucked up right now. We just kicked Green Bay's ass. Aaron Rodgers
New soundbite.
was a frustrated little fucking baby all game. Our defense is so fucking good. And we don't even have Onyemata or Roby. And we got motherfucking unvaxxed and 2 first fucking showing up like, bruh, it was beautiful. I fucking love it. Peace out.
That is
Who dat?
that is
Now
a new soundbite.
that's how you win your season opener. Destroy the goddamn Packers and embarrass Aaron Rodgers to no end. That was perfect. I loved every minute of it. Jameis didn't fuck up today. The running game was great. We even saw Calvin Throckmorton play some good, meaningful snaps. I can't wait to hear Juge's breakdown of that. The defense was phenomenal. I love every minute of it. Right? Who dat, baby?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we can beat everybody. Let's fucking go.
Hey, guys. First of all, I love you. And second of all, I am so fucking proud of this team right now and the way they pulled together. Never question Sean Payton. Go Saints.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers and all you motherfucking Packer lovers, take a minute, enjoy what just fucking happened. And Aaron, grab a razor, scrape that shit off your fucking chin. Alright, your face is disgusting. Get the fuck rid of it.
I can't believe this shit. It's 38-3 Saints. 9:52 to go in the fourth fucking quarter. Bless you, boys.
Jameis Winston is winning the MVP. Who the hell is Drew Brees? If we had Jameis Winston playing like this the last 4 years, we'd have, 5 rings by this point? I don't even know what to say. I think we should go ahead and get the gold jacket for Jameis Winston. We don't even have Michael Thomas and Onyemata. Forget. Where's the Super Bowl this year? L.A.? Let's go ahead and get our tickets. We're going.
So Adebo and Johnson and all these new guys are really working out. This might be the best game that I've seen since we played the freaking Buccaneers last season the second time. Jameis looks good. He's almost threw a pick, but he's still looking good. Kamara's looking good. I was going to be like 10-7 this year. I'm going to say it's going to be like 14-3. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Champagne here. You know the best thing about today's game is that Aaron Rodgers is playing like he shot his dick off.
You're going to shoot your dick off.
I feel like we have meetings and we're like, maybe we don't need to we need to curse less on the podcast. We can branch out and we can expand the audience.
Blew that up today.
But I don't think our people don't want that. I think if we go by the hotline, I don't think the people want us to curse less.
No, sponsors want us to curse less, but our people don't want us to curse less. And our sponsors just need to be made aware that we're talking the language of our people.
Of the people.
And we're still, sponsor worthy.
Right.
No, wait, hold on. Everybody, all those people called in on their own, like without you even like calling for, like saying, "Hey, don't forget to call the hotline." Like no reminder.
About half of them.
I think we put it out in the Discord, didn't we?
Okay.
We put it out. I put it out, but those calls, Dave. Those calls were like in the third quarter. Like people were just calling. I didn't fire out the hotline until after the game.
I mean, what do the game was over by the half. I mean, what
That's
what are you gonna do? It's just like the Tulane game. I'll just say this. This is what I want to say. Sean Payton is to Jameis Winston what I am to the hotline.
That's right. It's your baby.
Another one. Big family.
Yeah.
A dirty old
Dreamo
Mick
says
says more
cursing.
please.
Yeah.
He says more cursing, please. And thanks.
Wait, what did you
Let's fucking go.
What did you just say, Ralph? What did you just pronounced Dreamo as something else?
No, a dirty old Mick said more cursing, please.
Oh! I thought you. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Dreamo wants. They all want more. They all want more cursing.
Yeah.
But if we want the DraftKings money, we got to turn the knob down.
Yeah, we've been told
2 degrees. We got to turn the knob down 2 degrees.
Thanks, Kevin.
Doesn't matter. Kevin's rant was great. The audio went to like 2015 levels of this.
Yeah, you can't even understand Kevin's rant, so it doesn't even matter. Who knows what he's saying?
Was it a rant?
I feel like when he was profane though, that was like the only thing that was cutting through.
That's right.
Profane filter. Reverse profane filter.
Thomas, play the take it to the top. We gotta get to questions. I gotta give the people what they want.
I'll be right back.
Finger guns, people. All right, Thomas. Hit us up.
What next?
Okay, so we had a shit ton of questions, so if I didn't get you on the screen, I'm really sorry, but first question comes from Nikolai. And
the brewmaker.
Yeah. He asks if Adebo ends working out at corner and plays amazingly, can we call him Photoshop?
Oh, I get it. Adobe. I get it.
Dave, come on.
Ding.
Or can you call him Adobe Premiere?
Can we call him PDF?
Photo Suite.
Too many to name from Adobe.
Dude.
New sponsor, Adobe, by the way.
Paulson, you cannot get the Rona because the Saints need you this weekend because Lattimore probably isn't going to play.
I swear, lock him in a hyperbaric chamber and don't let him out until kickoff. Seriously.
What next?
Okay, next question from Bulky, and he asks, how long before Aaron Rodgers retires and starts making crappy straight-to-video Steven Seagal knockoff movies? And we have a picture for that, by the way. Let me find it first.
Kevin, did he look more like Steven Seagal or did he look more like Tom Cruise in Magnolia?
A little bit of Tom Cruise and Magnolia. Somebody said he looked like a prequel version of Mike from Breaking Bad.
Oh.
And then wrestling Twitter seems to think he looks a little like CM Punk. So
he does. He does look like Mike. Like it's like the origin story of Mike from Breaking Bad.
I said when he was playing in the game, when he was on the sideline and didn't have his helmet on, and he just had that like bandana thing going on with the long hair flowing. I thought he looked exactly like Deep Fucking Value.
Hey, can you put that picture back, Thomas? Have you guys ever seen the show Prison Break?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember the guy?
No, I've never watched.
Do you remember the villain Johnny Ambrosi, who was like
Eastern
European guy?
Yeah. Peter Stormare.
That's who that is.
Peter Stormare. Yeah.
What's his name?
I agree. Peter Stormare.
Peter Stormare. Yeah.
That's a good question, pal.
Swedish actor. Yeah.
What next?
John Ambrosi. That's him right there from Prison Break.
John Ambrosi. Yeah. Okay. Next question from who dat?
Raiders just tied it up. By the way, 2 seconds left.
Is Marshawn protected from shooting his dick off while casted?
You're gonna shoot
which
your dick
hand
off.
was it? I would say if it's his
Good
right
question.
hand.
That's a strong. These are some strong ass questions.
I don't know. As
I'm
we've
proud of
learned
you.
with Ralph, you can do plenty of damage with one good hand.
That's right. Somebody said that USC was going to try to get Sean Payton, and I said Sean Payton wants to coach in college. Like, I want to stick my one good hand in a meat grinder. Get out of here with that.
What next?
Okay, next question from AMEG5505, and he asks, how much of the Drew cost the Saints multiple Super Bowls, posts, and articles will we get, and at what point do we actually agree with him?
They got to get to double digits undefeated before I agree with them. But we're one more week away from getting them.
You think?
I think they go to Carolina
if
and
Jameis throws 5 touchdowns again, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Jameis made $1 million yesterday with the 5 touchdowns. Like, remember, he's got the $4 million base salary and like a crap ton of incentives.
Right.
Thomas is working on like the Jameis cash-o-meter, where we're gonna track
that's awesome.
all of his incentives that he makes.
But
That's a
one of
great
them's
idea.
throwing 5 touchdowns passes in one game, right?
No, he's just got like tiers. If he throws 5 touchdowns, he gets them. Like it's all like tiered.
Oh, so he knocked out one of his tiers in one game. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What next?
And Andrew, coming back to the last question before we go to the next one. Look at the screen.
No, come on. I nailed that. Look at that.
They both look dead inside.
They both look dead behind the eyes, yeah.
Listen, if you are listening to the podcast, the only audio only version, one, you need to get to Twitch and watch it. But Thomas created this graphic once Andrew asked for him and did Aaron Rodgers side by side with the guy from Prison Break. This is why Thomas is the best executive producer of any podcast in the world. Support us so we can make it even better. Just saying. He's the best. Continue, Thomas.
Okay, last question. Andrew, can you guess who it's from?
Budrich.
You said Budrich. Yeah. If the Saints get Marcus Williams a contract next offseason and retain Armstead, how many cap nets need to be shoved in the lockers?
I don't know, man. The salary cap. The salary cap is
of
just an illusion. It's not real. It's just a construct of a man-made world that Mickey Loomis does not subscribe to.
Listen to me, people. This is a direct quote from Loomis. We do not look at the salary cap as an obstacle to do things. We look at the salary cap as a problem to be solved. That's the Saints. That's like their guiding philosophy. They're just like, we want to do this. How do we do it? Not, we have $8 of cap space. We can't. No, that's what the rest of the league tells their stupid booger-eating fans when they don't want to spend money. All right?
Nice.
All right, so that's all the questions. So, Thomas, fire up the new game prediction graphic, and I'll be honest, I'm gonna go in the right order, Thomas. I totally forgot my prediction and star of the day. I hounded everybody else to give them to me. They all did, and I can't even remember mine. But Andrew,
maybe
you're up first.
Check the Discord mode, maybe.
Maybe.
All the messages.
Andrew, you go first.
Go first.
Give me your prediction and give me your
start of the day or third of the day.
Bring it back.
I sort of remember. I mean,
I think I picked 31-17 Saints. I can't remember the exact
None of us
score.
are used to like having to be like prepared and like we all
I don't know. I picked the Saints to win by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, we've been
Okay, I will help you.
For 10 years where we just make this shit up on
31-17, right? Isn't that what I said? Or maybe I had the Panthers scoring 13. I don't know. I think that the Saints can't lose this game. You know, I think they've got to. After a win like they just had, that would be the ultimate complacency, eating the cheese. And I actually think the Panthers are going to be challenging because Kamara's awesome, Christian McCaffrey's awesome, and their receivers are dangerous with Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Saints are banged up at corner. Lattimore might not play, so this is not going to be an easy game, but I do think the Saints will pull away late. And Callaway is my player of the game. I think with Callaway, obviously he kind of got off to a slow start. I think having Alexander shadow him against the Packers was just a tough assignment. So I think he's going to bounce back and have a really good game.
Dave, what do you got? And by the way, the Panthers, they are like me. They're like with McCaffrey, like I am to caramel bourbon. They can't say no, and they just run him into the ground. But Dave, continue. Your turn. Predictions star of the day.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't have a star of the day. I have a turd of the day.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Hey. Spoiler alert. I look, in my heart, I honestly think the Saints are going to win. I think they're a way better team than the Panthers. But just for the sake of this and to be contrarian, and also because I don't know, sometimes I think a game like yesterday is just too good to be true, and maybe they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. So I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate, and I'm going to kind of try to do the old Andrew reverse jinx. I honestly believe the Saints are going to win, but I'm gonna pick the Panthers. Like Andrew said, obviously Christian McCaffrey, he's back this season, he's healthy. This is this is a division game. Those are always a little bit tougher. They always tend to be close, regardless of how good either team is. And I don't know if you guys saw, but they have that like augmented reality panther.
I was a little freaked out.
That jumps on the stadium.
Right.
I think that's going to scare the shit out of the Saints.
Yeah,
so,
it's a little haunting.
So I'm going Saints. I'm going Panthers. Panthers are going to win. It's going to be close, obviously. They're not going to get blown out, but the Panthers are going to win. And turd of the game is going to be Rosas because he's going to miss a field goal. And
what's going to be the score? What's going to be the score?
I know.
You don't remember.
28-27 or what did I say? 28-27?
You just made fun.
I know. Well, I wasn't making fun of him. I was just. I knew it. 28.
There we go.
Rosas turd of the day. You got the poop emoji?
So I scrambled in the Discord, Thomas, and I found my prediction. I'm a terrible goddamn host.
There's no way Carolina's scoring 27 on this defense.
No. You think the Jameis hype is fun day? He's throwing 5 more touchdowns next week against Carolina.
He's on pace for 85 touchdowns.
Saints 35-10. And I'm just telling you, Jameis 1 of 1, he was very restrained. He didn't tweet at all yesterday during the Saints game, and he was roasting a few people today. He's going to be out of control next Sunday night. Jameis 5 touchdowns, Saints 35-10. He is my star.
He looks like a star of the day for the Saints.
There you go. So Kevin, you've joined us tonight. Give us your pick and your star of the day.
Saints 24-18. I think Carolina scores late and gets the 2-point conversion for reasons, and then doesn't get the onside, and that's all she wrote. I've got Alvin Kamara touchdown pass rushing again for another touchdown. I've got him going for $140 in the ground and in the air. So yeah, Kamara.
So he outperforms McCaffrey.
Yes.
Love it.
Nice. I love it. So, by the way, now that we got all the predictions before we get out of here, we got to do Thomas. Do we have a clip of the week this week? And if we do, introduce it to the people.
We also need a love update from Kevin.
Oh yeah, do the love. Kevin, give us a love update before we do clip of the week.
Love update. Went to Charleston this past weekend with the doctors.
Don't rush through it. We have time.
We do?
Well, every other time, y'all are telling me to hurry up.
All right, hurry up.
Went to Charleston, South Carolina with the doctors. They got a photo. That's adorable. Yeah. Went in the Atlantic Ocean for the first time ever. Never happened before. I'm about like.
I wanted to talk about this. I know.
I've never been in the ocean before.
What?
Hey, me too, Kevin. Don't worry, me too.
You've never been to the Panhandle? You never been to Florida?
I've been in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's not the ocean.
That's true.
And the last time I was in the Gulf, I was in college. That's now 20 fucking years ago.
Do we have the other picture from the wedding?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that I've been in the ocean now that I think about it.
We showed that.
I mean, the Gulf of Mexico is close enough.
No, it's not. We're walking to a sandbar about, I don't know, 100 yards offshore, and we're between waist and chest deep in the water. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a fin. I'm literally doing this toward the girlfriend, going, "What the hell is that? What is that?"
Do you hear the Jaws music playing in your head?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. It's literally just, what is that? That's it. That's all I've got. What is that? She's like, "Kevin, that was a dolphin." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then sure enough, about 15 feet in front of us, I see the actual, you can actually see the hump with the fin, and it's like, oh, okay, that's a dolphin. And then it does the same thing again, like 15 feet away, and I'm like, oh, great, dolphins, fantastic.
Well, we all know. While you were out in the ocean with your girlfriend, did you do any motorboating?
No. I don't do that out in the open water, Dave.
Okay. Just asking.
I saved that for dry dock.
I hope she never sees this.
She doesn't know this podcast exists. If Kevin's got he's got one brain cell left in his body.
Listen, she knows I do a podcast.
He doesn't know you do this podcast.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't get curious enough to. Yeah.
She doesn't know I'm making boob jokes about her.
Yeah.
Wait, I do want to say one thing that I thought was really funny. Was I saw that Kevin was in Charleston, and my parents live in Charleston now. We've had a house in Charleston or outside of Charleston since the '80s, since I was a kid. So I know the area kind of well. And when I saw that he was at the beach on Facebook, and I said, "Oh, if you're lucky, maybe she'll take you to Husk, which is like a fancy restaurant in Charleston." And Kevin was like, "We are going to Husk." Like he already had this planned. He was already. I'm assuming this is all planned by your girlfriend and not by you. So.
No. She picked out a few restaurants because she was concerned about what I wanted to eat.
Oh.
So she said, "Here's a few places. Take a look at the menus." I looked at the Husk menu. I said, "Yeah, let's go there. That's fine."
Well, good.
And it was good. It was really good.
Oh, it's one of the nicest restaurants in Charleston. You made a good decision.
Well, I got to be honest. We went on the last night. Like last night, we went to a place called Catch, and I got the seafood there was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
This food update brought to you by the Charleston.
I mean, it's no Olive Garden, but it'll do.
No.
Yeah.
But and I saw you went to Angel Oak. You were did all the touristy stuff. You saw Rainbow Row.
Yeah, I mean, not bad for 48 hours. The doctor packed a lot into a very tight window, and and hopefully I can repay the favor when she visits New Orleans in November.
And when you pack a lot into a tight
window.
Right. We're gonna.
Well,
stop
I've
there.
been listening to too many football podcasts because whenever I hear tight window, I think of pass.
I mean, come on, that motorboat joke. That was grade A. That was good stuff.
The worst joke I've ever heard.
The worst joke I've ever heard.
Almost.
She's sitting
Almost
right next
synced
to you, isn't she, Kevin?
Yeah, you almost synced myself with me.
Yeah,
perfectly.
Kevin, his soul is leaving his body.
She's sitting right next to. I see Kevin looking off screen. She's
No,
listening to this right now. Isn't she?
Kevin's not that
She's still in
stupid.
Charleston.
Oh, okay.
Kevin's not that
She's still in Charleston, like doing
other
job
dudes.
interviews.
Hey, she's in the chat, Kevin. She's in the chat.
No, I missed it. I missed what he said.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
All right.
I said doing other dudes.
You think you know, but you
For you,
don't
Dave.
know, and you never will.
That takes that more quote to a whole other level.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
All right, look, 38-3, Saints beat the Packers. It was beautiful. It was glorious. I'm gonna remember that one for a really long time.
No, that's what I wanted to say. This game, more than the 38-3 game last year against Tampa Bay, this game reminded me of the Patriots 09 game. You know, same thing. Brady sits down, Aaron Rodgers sits down, just totally demoralizing a supposedly good team to a national audience. It reminded me of that game.
Yeah, it did, and it was just fun, and we have a ton of new people listening. We've been setting records for this podcast the last week and a half. People are pumped about Saints season now that they won 38-3. They're more excited. If this is your first time checking out this podcast, we're the best. We have the most fun. You should support us. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to everybody who subscribed via Twitch. Thanks for everybody.
What about the clip of the week, Ralph?
Oh yeah, the clip of the week.
That thing.
And last minute sub from Voidex23 with the Twitch Prime. Thanks.
Yeah, give us the clip of the week, Thomas. It didn't happen with Teddy. It didn't happen with Taysom. Hell, it didn't happen with Luke McCown for one start.
Okay, but you say that now. But what are his options now? Okay, so let's say Jameis turns into a sack machine or a turnover machine. So he benches him. He puts in Taysom. Taysom could just as well then turn into a fumbling machine.
Take
and then
a
what?
look. It's Ian Book. He's throwing rainbows.
Well,
that's
the worst joke
I've ever. This podcast got dark.
Peyton may not.
Well, Ian Book's not even an option. It's Trevor Simeon's the backup quarterback, I guess.
That's right.
That was kind of a bummer.
Old news.
They can't all be fake punts from 1983, Andrew.
Dave says his computer just died.
Yeah, well, it's good.
Perfect timing.
We're running out of juice, and I got a tropical storm. Nick is bearing down on Houston, so this is as good a time as ever to eject. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks to everybody who subscribed on the Twitch. Thanks to everybody listening. You should check us out. We're the Best Saints podcast. You should support us. I want to thank Dave. I want to thank Kevin, Andrew, Thomas, running the show back in Poland, the executive producer extraordinaire. He did amazing freaking work putting this show together and doing stuff on the fly, dealing with a horrible host. He's amazing. Thanks for joining us.
1-0, baby. Who dat?
1-0. Until next week. Oh, wait. Well, I've screwed it up enough already. Until next week, the bar is closed.